the Action Coaching. Certainly we're blessed that you joined us on today because we believe that God has an exciting coaching word just for you. Nobody makes it in their life without a coach. All of us need someone to push us and challenge us to reach the next level in life, to help us bring out of us those things that are in us that we don't really know about right at that moment. So that's the purpose of having a coach. We trust that this time here on Action Coaching, we're going to give you some tips that you could probably grab and then apply them to your life to help coach you up to where you want to go. The goal of Action Coaching is for you to maximize your God-given gifts and live your best life. You don't want to go through life and not maximize all of the great things that God has placed in you. You don't want to leave this world and have wasted so many opportunities. That's why we are bringing Action Coaching to you each and every week. We want to encourage you. Let your friends know. Let others know about Action Coaching so that they can tune in. We love for you to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube so you'll know every time Action Coaching coming on. Facebook, hit like. We love to hear from you. You're letting us know that Action Coaching is being a blessing to you, and certainly we are excited about doing it. Now, on this week, we want to talk about discipline your mind. Now, the mind in every one of us is one of the most powerful things we possess. The brain, yes, the thing that go on in beside the two ears that you have where your mind sits. Mind is really, really important. And with a disciplined mind, you can achieve great things. Years ago, I was listening to a seminar, and the particular speaker at that time was talking about the mind. And he was talking about how the brain is that undiscovered country. There's so much that God has placed in our mind that we have failed to use. A lot of people go through life using very little of the knowledge that they have in their mind, and there's so much more that you can do if you discipline your mind and begin to focus on things that God has given you, not only the talent to do, but He wants them to be a blessing to you. The Bible says, so is a man thinking, so is he. So that text must mean that if you're not thinking the right things, chances are you're not going to be doing the right things. But if you're thinking correct things and acting on them, then you're going to see things change in your life. Very few people, I found out, want to spend little time on developing their mind. They'll spend money on everything else. They'll spend money on a ride. They'll spend money on fun. They'll spend money on things that are foolish. But very few people, when it comes down to putting something in your mind, they like, that's boring. We ain't got no time for that. But however, if you discipline your mind to learn the correct things, then you'll be able to achieve great things. Think of it this way. You know, these days on the phone and in the car, they got a navigation system. Now, of course, wherever you're going, you can use that navigational system. And the minute you punch street in and hit go, that navigational system start talking to you. Or whatever ways, whatever term they're using for them now, start talking to you. They'll say, okay, 475 feet, turn right. They'll say 1.5 miles, turn left. And it will direct you to the place that you are going. You don't even have to read a map. You don't even have to read or think about it. It talks to you all the way down the road. Now, before there was a navigational system, obvious Somebody had to create a brain, so to speak, and put all of the areas in the earth inside of that brain. Or we call it computer system, or whatever it was, or how they did it, or they might be beaming it from the satellite. I'm not into all that, but nevertheless, when you punch that address, it knows how to take you to exactly the place that you programmed in that machine. I use that example to say that there's a navigational system inside your brain. And the minute you discipline it and focus it, it can take you to places you've never been before. That is the power of a disciplined mind. When your mind is disciplined to do certain things, your mind commands the body. If your mind said we're going to get up at 3 o'clock and we're going to work out to 6, and then after 6, we got another routine we're going to do, and we're going to be consistent at this all day long, whatever you're endeavoring to do, you're going to watch yourself change and become even more successful because of the power of a disciplined mind. I talk to so many people and have had the blessing of counseling a lot of people. One thing I learned in counseling, it is very difficult to counsel people who do not have a disciplined mind. You can be talking to them about one thing, but they so all over the place, you know, almost a waste of time. You tell them, well, maybe you tell them, well, I need you to exercise 3 days a week, and that'll make you feel better. Then they'll automatically start thinking, well, I can't do that. I got so many other things to do, and the things don't amount to nothing because their mind not disciplined. Their mind not disciplined enough to focus on the goals they really want to have, so they don't have a disciplined mind. You can talk to people and ask them, what do you want to be in life? And they'll say, oh, well, I tried one thing, I tried another thing. Their mind is not disciplined enough to focus on the very thing that they want to be. There's so many things going on in their mind. You can ask the average person in school, what do you want to be when they grow up? Very few people have enough of a disciplined mind to know what they want to be. And isn't it amazing when the people that have the disciplined mind tell you what they want to be, chances are when you see them years later, they are doing just that, or striving to do just that, because they've disciplined their mind to do certain things. In coaching, in directing people, how does one discipline the mind? Well, first of all, you have to practice doing the same thing over and over till you get it right. Now, a lot of people say, why you got to get it right? Because there's got to be a certain way that you do things first. Before you can veer off and do something else, you've got to have the discipline to do that first. If the discipline is, we want you to walk up 3 steps, say 10 times. And after 2 or 3, you think you got it. Well, I walked up these 3 steps easy, so I done did this in 3 times. I don't have to do 10. That's the problem. It ain't that you did it right the first 3 times. The discipline is being created in you to follow instructions. Being successful is about discipline. Being successful is about a routine that you pursue every single time. If you talk to any athlete, any successful person, the first thing you're going to hear is they're disciplined and they have a certain routine that day in and day out, they do just that. They discipline their mind, their focus, and they don't let any distractions come in because they understand that the power of a disciplined mind is important. That's why in this coaching session, we're talking about learning how to discipline your mind. We don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. We're talking about the power of a disciplined mind. Now, how do we go about that process of disciplining our mind? First of all, whatever you are focused on, what you believe you want to be, or what you endeavor to do at a higher level, and you believe that that particular vision or goal you have is going to benefit you to move you to a higher level. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But however, focusing on it is not enough. You got to have a disciplined mind, and a disciplined mind is going to drive the body to be disciplined, and it's going to drive you to do the things necessary to achieve your goal. Many times, I've come across people, even in the ministry, what I do in the church world, and they'll say they want to be they want to be an evangelist, they want to be a pastor, they want to be a worldwide missionary and all that. Nothing wrong with that. But they don't have enough discipline to even learn the 66 books of the Bible. They don't even have enough discipline to show up on time at anything they're endeavoring to do. They don't have enough discipline to prepare themselves for the necessary things that they're going to need to achieve that. And so when you have an undisciplined mind, it's kind of like, you know, my kids were small. And those of you that got kids, one of the most exciting things is when they're a little bit bigger and you put them in what I call the bathtub the first time, take a bath, and they're in there by themselves, and we used to do the bubble bath. Now, the first thing my kids wanted to do, rather than the bathing part, they wanted to flail at the bubbles, hit the bubbles, do this and do that, and they didn't want to think nothing about taking no bath. We be trying to teach them that, look, this is what the soap is for. This is what you do. They just flailing at the bubbles, and they didn't understand. It wasn't so much that there was something wrong at flailing at the bubbles, but we wanted them to discipline them, to let them know how necessary it is to bathe and how necessary it is for cleanliness to be a part of your life. And this is a routine, this is something you do, this is something you be disciplined at, whether it's the bathtub, the shower, or whatever. We want you to know this is a part of the discipline we want to teach you so that you could practice throughout the rest of your life. Now, in order to have a disciplined mind, you first got to put it in a routine. People can say, well, I want to be a successful painter. And they might paint once a month. Nah, that's not going to make you a successful painter. A real successful painter is disciplined enough. They painting every day. They probably done destroyed more paints, more pictures than you'll ever do in your lifetime. But they done that in order that they're seeking the ultimate perfection, and they're disciplined enough to continue. This is what's wrong with so many of us. There's got to be certain disciplines in life. There's got to be certain things that you discipline your mind to do automatically. Just like when I decided I wanted to be what God had called me to be, I don't need no alarm clock to wake me up. You know, my body's so disciplined that every morning, I don't care where I'm at, the clock go off in my head. I just pop up. This is what I have to do. There's certain things I have to do before I start the day. It is a discipline. I have to realize that if I don't do these things, the rest of my day won't be good. So I strive to understand that when your mind is disciplined and it's guiding you down the road, then you can achieve great things. If you see a guy walking around with tremendous muscles, obviously he didn't get that eating up all the food he saw every day. Obviously he had to have a routine to work those muscles out over and over and over until they developed and they became what he wanted them to become. So the scripture teaches us that the mind is a very important part of our success. I want to encourage you, sit down and reach out to me on social media and say, yes, Bishop, pray for me because I want to be disciplined in this. Or I want to be disciplined in that. I want to get my mind in such a place that I do it because I got a goal. And any goal and any greatness is only going to be achieved by being disciplined. If you're not disciplined, you're not going to make it. Nobody makes it being all over the place. You can go see a great singer and a great dancer, and I'm going to tell you now, they didn't roll out of the bed and just start singing and dancing like that. A lot of times we need to have more behind the scenes stories of people's success so you can see how hard it is to get to that particular place, or how disciplined they had to be to achieve these great things. And chances are you'll see they're not haphazard individuals, that they got a routine, they got a discipline. Their mind is completely focused on their craft, and they are determined to achieve what they believe they're supposed to achieve. So, one key that we're talking about here in coaching is a disciplined mind. See, it's hard to even coach people that ain't even made up their mind that they want to be coached and they want to be successful. You ever spent time counseling somebody and you know they ain't going to change? You know they ain't going to do exactly what they want to do. That's why I don't waste no time trying to counsel nobody out of that. Usually I just say go do what's in your mind, because they're already made up in their mind that they're going to do what's in their mind. So you can't change their mind. You can't teach them a new discipline until you and I are ready to discipline our mind to achieve certain things. It will never happen in life. But when you discipline your mind, that's when success is going to come. I found out climbing the ladder that God had placed in front of me, that when I had to discipline my mind, there were certain friends I couldn't hang out with because they weren't disciplined, and I was, and that was a conflict to what I was trying to do. It wasn't that they were bad people or anything, it's just that my mind was more focused and more disciplined on my goal, and I did not have time to do things that would distract me from my ultimate task. What is your ultimate task today? Do you have the discipline? Or do you want to hang out with everybody else at the expense of sacrificing the things you know you can do? Where is your discipline? Where is your challenge? Will you accept it on today and have a disciplined mind? Because I believe that God got great things in store for you. So I love to hear from you. Love to hear how you're bringing about discipline in your life, because you're the only one that can do it. Well, don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
Got to be lions. We got to understand what the real purpose of the saints is and why you were born again. Just tap somebody and say, you here to take over. Whatever job you own, you there to take over. Whatever community you live in, you there to take over. Wherever you go, you there to take over.
Welcome back. I certainly want you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. It is because of you we are able to bring Action Coaching to you each and every week. And certainly we thank God for your financial support. It helps us to have a vision to continue to grow Action Coaching and do different things. There are a host of different things we want to do on Action Coaching, but we need your financial support. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching, and I am certainly looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your support of Action Coaching, and I believe that God is going to richly bless you as a result of the seeds you've sown unto Action Coaching. Once again, there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. Thank you for your support. I believe that God is going to richly bless you for you supporting Action Coaching. Now I want to make this announcement. It is so exciting, I can't hardly wait. On October the 27th, 28th, and 29th, it's going to be an Action Empowerment Weekend. It's going to be glorious. We're going to have a great time. On the 27th, we're going to have a special Members Appreciation Time. We want to appreciate the members of this church and supporters, all of you that have been a blessing to Word in Action. We want you to come out and enjoy us, and it's going to be awesome. On Saturday, October the 28th, it's going to be an exciting Action Picnic and Market. It's going to be a great time of fun and fellowship. There are going to be a lot of exciting food and fun there. There are going to be things that we're going to give away and you can purchase. So certainly we want you to be a part of that Action Picnic and Market. And then on Sunday, October the 29th, there's going to be a powerful service. God has given me a word for you, and I know you're going to be blessed. And we're looking for all of the members and friends to be there. It's going to be a great time. So we're looking forward to you joining us for our special Action Impact Weekend. I want to encourage you, as I do each and every week, share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.